Hello, soul friends. I wanted to just share a little message. I've been having a lot of thoughts about this Vision Carriers Circle and really recognizing some of my own tendency in this time of my own life where I, like so many of us, are really facing into a kind of a void. Um, I, like so many of you, I am going through a tremendous amount of real change in my life, um, initiated by myself. And that's not always true. Many people are going through a lot of changes that are not chosen. In this time where there's so much that's uncertain and where it can feel like we're on such shaky ground, I find myself reaching for certainty. I find myself reaching for um, that kind of sense of upliftment. And so even in the way that I notice that I've been sharing about vision carriers, about having the big vision, what I notice is that in those days when I'm feeling really expansive and feeling the possibilities of life, and I'm reaching out to people that creating new contexts and new circles and new possibilities, I think about my big vision and I feel alive inside. I feel that bonfire of warmth and excitement about what's possible. And then I have these moments where it feels like even the concept of a big purpose or a big vision is exhausting. It feels like something outside of me. It feels like something that I'm trying to pull something out of myself to create. And yeah, I think for many of us, I used to do things that way. I did things that way in my 20s and my 30s when I went through a phase where, like many of us, I wasn't raising children, but I was birthing many things. I helped to birth a permaculture farm in the West Bank. I helped to birth a native run organization, um, to take it to the next level as development director. I helped to birth a community organization. I helped to birth my own astrology practice. There were so many other things that I gave birth to at that time and over those years. Um, and there was a lot of push involved, and I had that. In some level, I had that to give. As we get older, and this is true for men and women, but even in Chinese medicine, it's understood that for women, we have a certain amount of yin essence. And as we get older, we become more potent. And so as we become more potent, we need to conserve the energy that we have and be very focused and directed in how we use it. And so there are times when even my language or my way of speaking into our larger vision, I've looked at it after I post it or share it and think, man, it feels so out there. It feels so external. And I just want to say, my intent in this circle is to create a space where we can take these 5 weeks to immerse ourselves in what feels deeply true to us at this time, to slow down enough to really listen. So some of you might have a very particular vision in mind and you know what you want to do, and that's amazing. Some of you, many people who have reached out to me have said, I have this calling, I'm not quite sure what it is, but for whatever reason, I was drawn to you, I know it's time. So we're coming in at every different angle, but the astrology of now, even as I wrote, it's that the wind is at our backs. It's also very powerful, potent energy. With all the Scorpio, with still in the window of Samhain and the new moon in Scorpio, and then with the eclipses we're going to be working with, and even baby Mars emerging from his underworld journey. All of this, and this is the build up to 2022, which is going to be a very dynamic year. So with all of that said, there's going to be tenderness. There is going to be our fears will come up. And I just want to speak from the intention that the kinds of visions that I want to hold space for, that I'm going to invite you, if this resonates for you and if this feels true for you, then I think that this circle may be a good container for you. It's the kind of visions that don't come from somewhere out here. They come from in the body. They come from the soul self. They come from this deeper aspect of our being that deeply desires to be expressed. But even the process of creation, of being with this vision, is going to be a tender one. It's not about violence, not about extraction, not about violence. And I say that even recognizing some of the way I speak to it, after I share it, it feels a little violent. It feels up here somewhere like I need to create this big thing in order to have value in the world. And that's not my desire. So I just found myself recognizing that's not it. All the work that I do at this stage in my life, in one way, shape, or form, is dedicated to helping women and men and those beautiful souls beyond gender to come home more deeply to themselves, to have what we create come from a place of deep sustenance, that it be something we can nurture over time and can come into its full form with so much love and tending. As I get older, as I recognize I move back into that old zone as if I'm 20 again or 30, and I'm not. Some of you may be that age. I think most of us probably are a bit older. So we're going to create a new way. So I will maintain the container as I have described it, with these 5 classes and with the 3 dream circles. The outline will remain about as I've said, but I just want to be really clear that the way I want to hold this space is as a very intimate and a very deep container, and that each one of us brings what feels deeply true and alive for us in this time, that we support each other in that, but also that first and foremost, whatever this deep vision is, it emerges from our core, that we are here to embody that. So for me personally, I'm not as concerned with we're done in 5 weeks and then it manifests like that, although we will certainly be putting that in the cauldron if that is what serves, if that's our deep delight. My deepest desire would be that we create such a strong cauldron of deep support, alchemy, that we come out on the other end more fully who we are. And that the maturation and a deeper love affair with this core vision, this soul vision of what it is that we wish to offer in the world, is deeply grounded and anchored and sourced in the core of our being. And so we come out feeling stronger. We come out feeling more deeply rooted in the truth of who we are. And so that everything we create from that place is generative and strong and rooted like a great tree. So if this feels resonant for you, then I would welcome you to join. And regardless, I wish you so much love on this almost Scorpio new moon, and just gratitude for many of you, many years of being with me and knowing we're all in this great precipice, it feels like, and just sending so much tenderness, so much gentleness, and so much love to everyone for the deep changes. And I know that I've had many days in these last months of so much tenderness, and we're facing a void, many of us, from personal choices in our lives and also just where we are in our world. So let's hold hands through this together, because that's really, I think, the way to get through. So I'm just sending you so much love. And if you'd like to join us, we do have a few more spaces available. I am going to cut it off at a certain point because I don't want it to be too big, but I trust that who sees this and is interested will be exactly right.